All right. We are
Well, they're all
good to
equine,
go.
right? So, yeah.
They're aquatic?
No.
Horses
no,
and zebras are aquatic?
They're not. No, equine.
I thought you said aquatic.
No, not aquatic.
Oh.
No, that would be. I mean, I'm sure they can swim, but
Swimming horses would be terrifying.
they talked to Abby about that.
Abby.
She'd
Oh,
hate
yeah.
you. Yeah,
We
no,
need to bring that up when we bring Abby
we
on.
probably should. Yeah,
Some
the horses can
horses.
swim.
Yeah,
really well.
swimming horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might cry.
I mean,
but not
there
seahorses.
could be
Yeah, not
more
seahorses.
terrifying things than swimming horses.
What would that be?
Swimming tiger.
I mean,
Well, okay, so what about
but there's a tiger shark.
there's a tiger shark?
Yeah, but it's not a tiger. Those things kill way more people than sharks.
Do they?
Yeah,
They do.
Oh, interesting.
They
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
But tiger sharks are the most violent shark.
yeah,
Huh.
but I think
They're all by Alcatraz.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's why those guys
I
probably
almost
never
went to
survived.
Alcatraz a few weeks ago, but didn't
You should have.
didn't
It's
go.
a-
Yeah,
it's
no,
a nice
the-
place.
they were sold out.
Have you ever been there?
No. One day though. One day.
I went once before the movie The Rock, and then
Yeah.
once after the movie.
Uh-huh.
Whole different place.
Really?
Yeah, they
Hmm.
reinforced like 90% of the island after the movie, or when they were making the movie. So then after the movie, you could go to a lot more places that you couldn't go before,
Hmm.
like the shower.
All right. So we just did a public service announcement for Alcatraz Island, folks. Apparently, that's a great place to go.
Yeah,
yeah, it's just kind of crazy. You think people swim that distance? and
yeah.
it's
No
like,
thanks.
that sounds
That's some choppy water.
awful.
Yeah, very cold.
Some tiger sharkies. I'm not. Nope.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
keep me out of the
Sounds
water.
like a good Sunday afternoon. What are you gonna do?
Swim
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very,
ooh.
yeah.
I wonder if Michael Phelps could make it.
I think he can make it anywhere.
He's pretty
in the water.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's
he's-
probably-
he's
I think he's
probably
part
good.
Pretty
dolphin.
quick.
I could pretty.
I think when the Diaz brothers did that swim.
the Diaz brothers.
Yeah, like Nate and Nick
Yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They swam it,
yeah, it's
Huh.
wild.
but they're also made of rocks. So the sharks were like, "Nah, let's not fight."
I'm
'em."
gonna break my tooth.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight these guys.
Smart sharks.
Well, they're professionals.
Yeah.
Not the sharks.
Oh yeah, of course.
Diaz brothers.
I'm sure the sharks are professionals at being sharks.
They
you know,
could be.
You know, they got a certification or something.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Jesse, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, hi. Yeah. So I'm Jesse Clark. I'm one of the owners and operators of Hellscream LLC for Hellscream Entertainment, Hellscream Haunted House, and Fear Complex Haunted House in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
That was a lot of hell screams.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
and just
I'm glad
working all
that
the-
you remembered them all.
Yeah,
I forget like 3 of them at least.
Yeah.
Like the most important ones.
Which ones are the
Like
most
the
important?
Hellscream Haunt.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
good one.
I just
That's a
work.
good one.
I just work at Haunt.
I just act somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Well, a lot better than that guy on the table behind
Yeah,
you.
I agree. Yeah, he's not. That's a she actually. No,
Oh.
she's had better days. Yeah, obviously.
Now I see it.
Mm,
Now I
looks
see
like
it.
a good time up there.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's not.
Probably not. I mean,
I don't
most of
know.
her face is ripped off, and she's kind of.
She needs help.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
That's
thought
great.
about ripping my own face off a couple times just
Did you?
just to see what it feels makes you
What
feel
were
like.
the circumstances?
You know, how do you think I got my double face mask?
Oh,
you
it's
know?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great mask. By
Yeah.
the way. Yeah. That's a nice addition last year. It's pretty awesome.
So what do you normally do? Being one of the owners, what do you just like own it and then run away?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or do
Yeah,
you-
just completely hands off?
Yeah.
No, not at all. I think anybody who's ever been a part of like ownership or partnership of a haunt realizes that it's not something that you walk away from. That you just like you're just like yeah, no, I own it, and then nothing else. No, it's a full-time plus gig all year long. So we spend 9-10 months out of the year, rebuilding, redesigning, replanning, changing things, modifying things, and getting ready for the next season, and all the people work and all the prep and training and all of that. There's just it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to do. And then of course, we've got our 6 or 7 weeks of the actual seasonal operations, if you will, which is the fun part for everybody else.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's a blast. It is a lot of work though. So anybody that's interested in getting into the haunted house industry, just know that you got to dedicate your whole life to it. I have no social life whatsoever, like zero.
And not a lot of people realize that it's not just a thing we open the doors in October season and open the doors up, turn on some lights, say, hey, here you go, here's your haunt, and then out the door you go.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, some do. Some like start building maybe in like August when they're doing like a pop-up haunt, like in a parking lot or a field somewhere, and they start building in like August, throw it all together, and then as soon as the haunt season is over, they just tear it all down again. But with our haunted houses, we have, our own buildings. And so we spend the entire year, re-preparing for everything. It's not just a pop-up situation. It's like a permanent haunted house that we can utilize for other things, obviously event special stuff and, all kinds of things. So, we get really into it.
Right on.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's the dream, I feel like, for a lot of different people out there.
Yeah, I mean, nightmare maybe not so much dream, but
Yeah, but I mean,
It was. I had a small taste of it last off season.
Mhm.
I helped tear down Haunted Minds
Yeah,
with you guys,
that's right.
and that was something.
yeah,
Tearing it down, putting it into a new building, setting up a building all before a season starts was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
And
definitely not something we're used
And,
to.
and I've done like tear downs and build ups before in the past, but it was, hey, we're going to build this haunt in 2 years. Can you help now? And we had 2 years to build, so it was a little bit slower process. And then when we tore down and built something new, it was a pop up haunt like you were talking about earlier. So it wasn't near as immersive. But when we're talking, 18,000 square, 20,000 square feet worth of haunted house.
28,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
28,000 square
Yeah,
feet,
it
and we
was
still have
huge.
leftover stuff.
Exactly.
That was a bit of a challenge. But
Yeah.
we got that shit done.
Yeah, that was that was quite the journey. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was a
but we
lot
made
of-
it. We made it happen, and now we have a great platform to continue to build on and to make it bigger and better every year. So
Yeah.
we made it happen thanks to you, awesome folks. So
yeah, for sure. I feel like if you like what you do, it's not really work. If you truly love it, it's like,
oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, right? Well, sometimes it feels like work. I'm not gonna lie. But I still love doing what I do, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
that's really awesome, because there's a lot of people out there who can't say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of people who hate their jobs.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to kind of have fallen into this. So
That's really cool. So like, what is some of the behind the scenes stuff that you've been up to? And
oh, I don't know how much I should talk about. but,
anything secretively new
Oh.
for the number one haunt in Colorado Springs?
Hellscream, I spent the majority of the year this year since we rebuilt, our other haunt from Haunted Minds at Fear Complex last year. I didn't really get a lot of time to spend on Hellscream, the namesake haunt. So I spent most of the preseason this year, so about 9 months working at Hellscream and modifying, adjusting, and changing. And I would say approximately 40 to 45% of it is different from the previous year. So a lot of big new areas, big revamped areas. We tore out the largest room in the haunted house, which is a very large room, and we changed that out to a ballroom this year to go along with the Victorian theme of that haunted house. Yeah. So it's a spooky, creepy ballroom with lots of mannequins. If you hate mannequins, you don't want to be in there.
Wizzo may dance.
yeah,
Wizzo may dance.
We changed out the Western Town and Carriage House into gardens. We've got a laser gun now. That's gonna be a lot of
Nice.
fun. Little
Fancy.
bat cave going on. There's a lot of cool things. And that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, it's
excited to go
pretty cool.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be quite the spectacle, as we do. So
that's part of the deal. So
Yeah.
trying to make a big spectacle of
yeah,
it.
something different, something engaging, something new every year. We got a moving room over there now, a room that shifts around.
Nice.
Things that are sideways and all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of fun haunt stuff.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into the haunted house industry?
Oh well, that's a fun story. So
How'd that start?
I don't know about 2015. So what is that? 8 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
2015. A buddy of mine named Jeff, not the Jeff that's my partner, one of my partners now, but a buddy of mine named Jeff. He had an extra ticket to this random murder mystery event, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go do this?" And at the time, I have no social life, and I didn't before, and I still don't. But I was like, "Yeah, sure, Jeff, I'll go out with you and go to this random murder mystery." And the murder mystery was actually being held at Hellscream Haunted House, and it was a sub company that was working out of that building. And so that night, the whole murder mystery thing goes as those things do, and part of their show was they select the murderer for the night out of the audience. And I happened to be selected that night to be the murderer. And they took me aside. They're like, "Hey, you're going to be the murderer tonight. You got to do this cool stuff, and you're going to be part of the show." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. It sounds cool." So I got selected for the murderer, and they were happy with my performance. And after the show was done, they said, "Hey, you did a really good job. Would you, we're always interested in looking for new talent to be part of the show. Would you be interested in, maybe coming aboard?" And again, I have no social life, got nothing going on, so I'm like, "Yeah, hey, why not?" So came to a couple of those shows and just acted with them, and then they had some need for some organization, things like that, and so they're like, "Okay, would you like to?" Kind of organize the show for us now. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll organize the show for you." So I kind of organized the show, actor trained, that kind of thing. And then when the haunt season came around, obviously the show couldn't continue to perform in the building anymore because they have to use it for a haunted house. And they're like, "Hey, so we're not doing the show anymore. So you want to be an actor at the haunted house?" Again, nothing going on because I have no social life. So yeah, sure, why not? So they put me upstairs as a doctor for one night. And then the next night they said, "Hey, we need to use you as a runner because you seem to know what you got, what you're doing. You seem to understand things and, whatever. So we're going to have you take over this floor and just kind of take care of all the actors and and take care of everything going on this floor and just put this earpiece in your ear and, and talk to you all night." So I said, "Okay, sure. Yeah, why not?" So I did that for that season. And then when that season was over, the owner's like, "Hey, we got this little brick wall that we need fixed. Are you handy with any of this kind of stuff?" Yeah, I think I could do that because my background is in theater and a bunch of other things. But so I said, "Yeah, sure, I can fix this little wall for you." So I fixed this little wall, and they're like, "Hey, you seem to know what you're doing. So you want to kind of just keep building stuff around here?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." Again, nothing going on, no social life. So I'll build some crap for you. And then so I, built some crap for him and, refinish some rooms and things like that. And did that for the first couple of seasons I was with him and, helped out. And then they fired their general manager during that process and acquired Haunted Minds. And they had a need to fill a general manager spot. And they're like, "Hey, so you want to be our new general manager?" "Yeah, sure. Why not?" So I went ahead and did that for a couple of seasons, and then when one of the owners decided that he was going to go ahead and retire, his portion, came up for sale, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want to be an owner of a haunted house? You seem to know what you're doing. You get you going on." So I said, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" So I bought him out, and that was about. This is my 4th season as an owner now, and that is the story. That's how it went. And sorry to bore you to death, but that's kind of how it went.
So I think the moral of the story is we're glad that you had no social life at that time. Otherwise, we might not have some of the cool things that we have.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun. It's been a great artistic outlet for me. My background is in theater, psychology, and business, and so when you put all three those things together, I guess you end up with a haunted house owner. So, so it works out really well for me. It seems to to play off of my skill set pretty well. So I enjoy it. I love it. I love all the people.
Well, we definitely enjoy what you've helped create and what you keep creating for all of our imaginations to run wild, and
I appreciate that.
Give us a place to.
Wouldn't be able to do it without the rest of the talent that's out there, though, because I get ideas and from everybody, and hopefully I've given them an outlet to explore their creativity too. I mean, that's kind of what I'm all about. So.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the point of this podcast, is open up the behind the scenes a little bit, because I feel like a lot of the haunt industry is very hush hush. We don't talk about
the secrets. Don't tell them how you made that.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, this is exactly how I made it. Here, you make one too. You know, have fun.
Yeah.
Caring is sharing, right?
I feel like there's enough cities out there that every city should have a good haunted house.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Every town. What are you talking about? Every city. Every town needs a haunted house.
Yeah, I mean, and there's just so many. Entertainment these days is kind of limited,
It is,
and especially in the fall time frame. It's really the only like entertainment that you look for, other than like concerts and shows and things like that. So yeah, you'd need a good haunted house, I think, in every town, every city.
What's the biggest challenge you found so far with having a haunted house? Just in general,
Wow. Well, okay. So there's all sorts of challenges that you face as a haunted house owner. I mean, like you could talk about like fire permitting and coding, building maintenance, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of nuances to the legalities and all that. But realistically, the biggest hurdle is and probably always will be people. Because haunted houses, they attract people from, to work for haunted houses attracts people from every walk of life, from every social group, from every type of person you can possibly imagine. And we're very, very inclusive of everyone at our haunted house, because a lot of people use this as an outlet, to either explore their creativity or to get over their own fears and burdens, or all that kind of thing. So we're really welcoming and inviting to everyone. But when you have a big melting pot of a lot of people from a lot of different places and a lot of different personalities, there's always going to be clashes. That's I would say the hardest part is the interpersonal clashes and drama and things like that. Also in theater, you do get those people who are prima donnas. You get that quite often, that I am the best at what I do. And, and
that doesn't ever happen.
No, never happens with that. But yeah, some people have very big, bold, very selfish personalities, and that's difficult to work with, but we have a lot of practices and procedures and policies in place for, people's behavior to try to mitigate that. But yeah, I would say the hardest part is people and taking care of your people, making sure that they feel appreciated and loved and part of a team and part of a group. And at the same time, don't, lose their heads. So,
yeah, for sure. And I think that's just part of any really small business, you got to make sure the people that you work with are taken care of.
Yeah.
And, it's it doesn't matter what you do. You're always going to run into people that you're going to clash with.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's just part of being a human being, and I think maybe sometimes the haunted house industry with all the chaos really, it puts some people on edge.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? Just because, you're amped up, you're at a 10 all night long, you're at a 10. And so, it's the same thing with road rage. It's like you're at a 10 all the time, you're hyper aware. And so I think that causes a lot of issues because everyone's just already ramped up.
Sure.
And so when the smallest thing happens, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
Oh no, I lost my sock.
Yeah.
You haven't had that sock in 4 years. What are you complaining
exactly.
about? But it's my sock. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, it gets
it gets hairy.
Yeah, it does sometimes. It's mostly, I mean, it's always molehills. It's never mountains,
Oh yeah.
It's always just somebody kind of losing their mind over something that the average person on the average day would just be like, just ignore, But again, we have fun and we work through all that stuff. So.
Yeah, if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Hey, absolutely. I mean, it's entertainment. You got to have fun on both sides of it, doing it and enjoying it. So,
So, what type of room do you hate the most out of all types of rooms that you've encountered in your years of creating and going through haunts?
Wow. Okay. It's not so much a room, but you could look at it as a room. It's those claustrophobia bags is what it is. I hate claustrophobia bags. Okay, so my big thing is realism. Like I want to take somebody away into a different world, right? And I want them to, at least at some point for somewhere deep in their brain, to even just for a moment to think that it's real. So realism for me is what I always aspire to get to. Now, is everything going to look perfect and look real? No, but we're gonna slowly get there, slowly build on it until we really can immerse people into something that they feel is real. There is no place in the world for those stupid claustrophobia bags where you basically just squeeze through a hallway and while this bag on either side of you is just like pushing air against you. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so yes, I get the spooky factor, but I can't see what's on the other side. Maybe there's something in there, whatever. But there's no realism behind it at all, and it drives me absolutely nuts. And it's a constant fight that I have with my partners as well, because they always want to put up a stupid claustrophobia bag. Because like they're expected. One of the 3 C's of haunting: clowns, claustrophobia bags, and chainsaws. Well, okay, yeah, let's get rid of at least one of those.
3 C's, right?
Yeah, 3 C's.
And those three things are starting to be overplayed, and I've noticed that through a lot of haunts. They're starting to go away from chainsaws. They're starting to remove clowns as much.
Yeah. Yeah, we have clowns at one of our haunted houses now.
Colostomy bags need to go away.
Yeah, the claustrophobia bags, I think they're dumb. Plus, all it takes is one guy with a pocket knife that got through security to just cut a hole in it, and then it's basically just a giant waste of money that doesn't inflate and just this flappy bag hanging on the wall.
Some air hitting you.
Yeah, it's dumb. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. Okay, that's my personal opinion of claustrophobia.
No, I'm totally on your side. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, why not just make the hallway smaller?
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, do something artistic. I mean, like that, do something artistic that can make the hallway look like it moves or bends or twists or actually does move, bend or twist, or
find yourself an artist,
or crazy lighting that changes so they can't see as far, and then just various things you could do in a hallway other than just put a couple bags on the wall that people squeeze through. Anyway, okay, enough of that. You got me on my claustrophobia.
That's what we're here for. We're here to bring out the truth.
Yeah. We're here to speak that, and it seems like that's like a super spreader of germs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like we had them in our haunts during COVID, and that was like the first thing that we removed. I'm like, hey, if it's the first thing we remove, maybe we should just not put it back ever again.
Yes.
So. Yeah,
I'm in.
Especially if an actor goes through, actors get all sweaty and nasty, so they're dragging their sweat through it.
Well, yeah, another big complaint too is that we're not allowed to touch our customers, in our haunted houses. I know not some other haunted houses do, but we don't touch customers, and we ask them not to touch us as well. But one of the things that we fall into is that what if some of our makeup or like fake blood or something like that gets on a customer's personal belongings, right? Mm-hmm. And then we could ruin their Prada bag or their fancy
Nike
Gucci shoes or something, or their Nike socks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But what if one of our actors goes through those claustrophobia bags with a bunch of blood in his arm and squishes it all on the bag, and then the customer goes through and gets it on their nice white shirt, and then they try to you're gonna replace my shirt and all this. It just causes nonsense and chaos. Let's not do that to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in. Let's not. Or we can just start pouring blood on people as soon as they walk in the door.
If we had that kind of haunt, I'd be all
just
about
a little sign, you will get wet as soon as you walk in, and just douse them in the blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so it's like guar. Leave soaked.
Yeah, one day I do want to haunt like that.
Walk through a blood waterfall.
Yeah. It'd be so much fun.
Oh yeah.
I would imagine the drainage would be an issue.
It would be a big issue. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, there's a whole new set of issues when it comes to to interactive haunts like that, where you can get things on you and people can touch you, and there's a whole different list of problems with that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the insurance is stupid.
Oh yeah. Well, expensive. The insurance would be different. I mean, all of your recycles of products.
You got more training for the actors.
The training, yeah, exactly. And
they have to be on response training. They have to have first responder training.
The more detailed background checks, all that kind of stuff on people. Yeah, it'd be quite intensive.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun though.
But more power to them for those folks that try that stuff, because those haunts usually don't last long. Some of them do, but the average one doesn't last long.
Next year we'll set it up. I'll help you.
I'll see what I can do.
It sounds like a nightmare.
We'll just set that aside for a minute.
Put that on the side burner.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have a lot of side burner ideas.
I know you do.
I feel like I have a lot of your side burner ideas.
Yeah, most of the pile to the side over here.
Here, we're never going to use this, but we're going to keep it for a while later. Yeah. See if he forgets.
Yeah. What we do need is like a camera room.
Mm-hmm.
It's just someone like scares them, and then camera takes their photo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some haunted houses do that. Some have tried doing like the roller coaster cam kind of a thing.
Yeah.
The timing is really difficult on those, which is why most roller coaster cam places have turned off, and they don't run those anymore. If you go to most amusement parks now, you will see like the roller coaster cam booth that doesn't work anymore. Yeah. That's because those are really hard to time. But yeah, they've figured them out though. I mean, some haunts try that and do that, but not too many. We do have live shots that we show outside in in our gift shops. We'll show like live shots of things going on inside the haunt, so that people will kind of hang out and take a look at those and just kind of get some extra fun in. Right. So we do that, but in pictures, it's tricky. But we'll kick it around.
Yeah. Maybe some more photo ops around the queue lines, Yeah.
Some of them take your picture before you go in, which I think is kind of a waste. I'm like, you're not scared yet. Like, you didn't have a good time yet,
I went to, I forget which one it was, but I went to one that did that.
Yeah.
And it was just like a mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
It was like beat up and, scarred up, some blood, and it was like on an operating table.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a whole photo op. And it was like,
yeah.
No, I expect that at like a home haunt or something. You know, I just talked to one of my friends, and she runs a home haunt, and she was saying that they have like a little donation bucket that they put outside of a coffin, and you can get your picture taken in or around the coffin.
Sure.
And she's like, you'd be amazed at how much money we make each year just because we put a little coffin outside,
Sure,
and it's
sure.
just like it's the dumbest thing. But some of the stupidest things make the most money, and I'm like, I don't get it, but all right, that's cool.
It's kind of like my wishing well.
Yeah.
Out front of this place. Yeah.
Some of the stuff those guys
well.
build at the home haunts are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen some really elaborate stuff people's done in their garages and stuff online. And
I'm actually
more power to those guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One of those haunts that I'll be visiting this season actually is dubbed the home haunt on crack. So I'm going to see how on crack they really are.
Yeah.
And see what Sinister Sydney has to
take
offer.
some pictures if they got some
Yeah,
cool
I'm
things
gonna try to see if I can talk to their owner. He seems like a pretty cool guy. We've talked a couple times, and I think he's gonna give us like a lights on tour beforehand, kind of show us around, see what's up, meet some of their actors and stuff. And
That's awesome.
yeah. So I might see why they are the home haunt on crack.
Yeah. Hey.
Let's see if I can't go through too. Maybe
Sure.
check them out, see what they got, and then go act with everybody.
Maybe we'll turn it on for you. And let you wander around.
Be like, hey, scare me.
Scary.
I dare you.
Do it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I find every time I go into a different haunted house, it's just like being an actor. I know what to expect. It's really hard to catch me off guard.
I almost already know where you're going to be hiding. I almost know
right.
what you're going to look like based off the room.
Right. I mean, you might get startled occasionally by something you didn't expect, but realistically, like after you've been doing this for so long, nothing's going to scare you.
But it's so much fun looking at them, though, and then you get to look at the costumes and the new character ideas and room ideas and just different stuff and things that you might not have ever thought of.
Sure. Or things you can think of to do differently or expand on or explore. Yeah, absolutely. That's creativity. It's at its finest. There's nothing new under the sun.
With that, but
there's always something else you can do with it.
What's the most creative thing you've created with the least amount of materials?
Oh, wow. The most creative thing I've created with the least amount of materials? That is very specific. Let me...
like...
asking the hard questions.
Yeah, bringing the hard
with
stuff.
The least amount of materials. Jeez. What? I don't have an answer for that.
So, like the most elaborate thing that you've made just by using, like, let's say, like leftover materials.
Recycled materials. Well, I mean, a lot of the stuff I did for the first couple of years was recycled materials, because the haunts really had no budget at that point. We've done really great things in the last few years, and we've gone a long way. And the first couple of years that I was just kind of messing around, almost everything that I was doing was with recycled materials. I would guess probably, probably the train crash scene.
Okay.
Yeah. It was an entire scene that was just a giant train crash, and every single thing in there was recycled from other stuff. I mean, all the wood we got was unclaimed, like bent up wood.
Nice.
We took a bus and cut it apart and brought pieces of this bus and reassembled it into a train car. Yeah, bus. Yeah,
a whole bus.
A whole bus. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we cut it all apart with a what are those things called?
Hacksaw?
No. Sawzall. We cut it all apart with sawzalls and then brought it back in chunks, put it all back together again, suspended it, and rebuilt it so the customers could walk through it as if it was a train car, and we rebuilt the inside of that. So that entire scene was built with recycled stuff, and which I'm a huge fan of, using recycled material if at all possible. Because it's better, for the earth and the environment. But sometimes you have to use new stuff because sometimes it looks better. So, recycled material is always better. So, I would say that's probably my answer to that question. That was a big scene.
I feel like haunts are always looking for like pallets and stuff.
I know
online they're always like,
I need 100 pallets.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the thing that haunted house uses the most are cans of great stuff.
Yes. Oh man, I can attest to that.
But the problem is that I find though is that they overuse it for too many things. There are uses for great stuff. There are uses for it, but I see it in a lot of haunted houses. I see it everywhere. Like from using it for the guts for mannequins to like the texture on things to filling in gaps, which is actually supposed to be used for,
not
gluing, sticking things together. I'm like, it's not really, shouldn't be really used as an adhesive. It's going to break down over time. But but they'll use it for like absolutely everything. And I'm like, okay, yeah, a little too much on the great stuff. But I would say that's probably the most commonly used thing.
I've made some good toxic waste with good stuff. Yeah. And some good vomit.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Sure. I mean, you can use it for anything,
Yeah, it can be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, sometimes it's overused. So, I mean, you could probably build an entire haunt out of this stuff if you wanted to, but I wouldn't do it.
We should.
No, gross.
Yeah.
It's very sticky too.
Let's make a side haunt.
Yeah, never get it off.
We can make like a little
horrible.
side building of great stuff.
Yeah. Just cover the whole place. And
Can you get out?
Great mystery of the great stuff.
No,
Yeah,
no,
and
I
then you
have to
just
say
have one
it's
guy
not
that pushes
actually
you
great
into the
stuff. It's
wall.
expanding foam in a can. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah,
because that's an
yeah,
actual
the
brand,
expanding
so-
foam stuff.
Yeah. But yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. Then,
Shout
then
out to great stuff.
The excellent house of expanding foam.
Right.
It's like a fun
Yes.
house, you know, but
You just
Got
have
foam
actors run
everywhere.
around with foam, just building.
They're all
walls
covered in
out.
foam too.
Yeah, they just build new
Foam
walls as they
suits.
go.
Yeah. Right.
caution, you may end up with chemical burns.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't spray an
Don't
eye.
put it on your skin.
Yeah.
'cause it never come out.
Do not
So
eat.
gross. I've ruined so many.
Does look like
clothes.
vanilla pudding. Do not eat.
Do not eat. Yeah. No.
Do not eat.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Do not lick the pink cotton candy.
I did see like a TikTok or whatever a few weeks ago of this lady who ate some insulation. I
Huh.
thought that was
That's
the
smart.
wildest thing.
Like Pink Panther insulation.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Why would you
that's-
eat fiberglass?
That's
I don't
horrible.
know. I don't know if she was drunk or
That's just
what
a
she was
bad
doing.
idea.
Yeah. And her friends
It's
were
not
like,
cotton
what
candy.
are you doing?
It's not cotton candy.
No, it's gonna tear you up.
Uh,
son.
I was like, what is going on right now?
Pooping sideways. That's not good.
I've
good
eaten
at
some
all.
weird things before, but I can safely say insulation has never been
Yeah,
one.
no, that's
See,
probably not to be.
Yeah.
not an edible product.
Not a little,
Yeah,
not even a little bit.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe with some hot sauce, but probably not.
Yeah.
makes me wonder like that showed my strange addiction. Like
That show had
you know,
some
I'm just
weird
really,
stuff on it.
Really addicted to drinking fake blood. Just what I like.
I make that
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, making different flavors and stuff. Yeah,
Tusk actually does the same
Yeah,
thing. Tusk
yeah.
does fake blood
Yeah.
mixtures.
Yeah, it's really easy. You can find like the instructions for it online just for the basics of it. Yeah, you can flavor it however you want to, and
She usually throws hers in a ketchup bottle, and she's like,
Yeah.
"You want some ketchup?"
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
squirts it
funny.
everywhere.
yeah, it's a really great thing too. Like for hunters who are smokers, because if you can make it with mint,
Yeah,
and then like it kind of masks that smell as well. So yeah,
it's a good hider.
Yeah.
it's good.
Everyone likes mint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as you don't spit the blood on customers, whatever.
So we were
Maybe.
talking about our last episode, haunt scents.
So the smells,
Yeah, different
yeah.
smells.
You know, we were
Yeah.
saying that we should start a
A
clone.
fragrance company.
Yeah, that's like like rotting bodies.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you, but it's already been done. All right. So
Oh,
it's a company
never
called
mind.
Froggy's Fog. And not shouting out to them. They're not sponsored by them or anything. But Froggy's Fog makes smell cups, and they have dispensers for them as well. So basically, it's a little
Oh no, those
thing
are for
you-
rooms.
Yeah.
We're talking like perfume sticks.
Yeah, we're talking about like.
Oh yeah, so
like
they,
you
they
go to
also
the mall-
yeah they also make them in mist bottles.
No, they don't. They're
I
liars.
swear, no, I've got them.
They're-
Like
they're
I've got
fake.
a set of them, like
that was fake.
garlic and charred corpse, and but yeah, they're just little spritz bottle, like kind of like perfume. They make those too. So I'm sorry, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and cry now.
I'm sorry. They make poop
Sorry.
smell.
And he gets
Yeah.
some of that for this next year.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got a box of it and that box is sealed and then wrapped in like 3 plastic bags because definitely that thing stinks. Yeah, it's gross.
I need to get some smells. What should Wizzo smell like? Ooh, we should make him smell like waffles.
Waffles.
I mean, I'm sure
Chicken.
somebody makes a waffles.
Yeah,
smell
I
like
need a
something.
syrup.
Chicken and waffles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's, you know, waffle face.
Yeah.
We should all smell like something.
Yeah.
We should just give everybody in the haunt a new smell.
Yeah, some of them don't need any help with that though.
Yeah.
Trust me on
Well,
this
no,
one. There's
but-
some
no,
people
we
that
talked
are-
about that
that are
too.
Funky.
So we
Yeah,
may just give them room mist
again.
instead of
People are the hardest part, guys.
Yeah, so we don't have to give them the rotting corpse smell. We can just give them like watermelon.
Sure. I mean, really anything to mask that.
Yeah.
That terrible. I just rolled in a diaper full of used Indian food smell.
Yeah.
I have done that before.
I
That is a
know.
fun time.
I know sometimes I show up and smell like restaurant food.
Yeah, but no.
But you
yeah.
work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
But I've always wondered, like,
people that
do other
have
people smell this food that I've been cooking
but
all
when
day?
people that have work at home jobs smell like a restaurant, and you're like, wait a minute, you don't work at a restaurant. We've got issues there.
Or used to do 50 pounds of pickled onions at a time. When it was pickled onion day, I'd be like, oh no. Because, like, you do whatever you want, but until you sweat it out, you're going to smell like
Yeah.
onions.
Yeah.
So when you cut that many onions, it's so
Yeah,
much.
Gross.
We should
Yeah.
we should make a haunt character like that then. The onion guy.
The onion guy.
guy.
Just
Yeah,
like,
just
like
the onion
cut some
guy.
onions every night, just like scrub them down with like half an onion.
Yeah. You know,
Oh, I would hate that
He's
job.
got like a
or like dill pickle man.
Oh, I hate,
Who are
I'm
just
not a
eating
pickle fan.
pickles,
No, I'm gonna pass on
you
that
know?
one. That's gonna not go in the maybe pile. It's gonna go right in the
You
dumpster
want
pile.
a pickle, huh? And just, I think that.
splash him with pickle juice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, no, we're not the Ren Fair. We're not the pickle guys. Sorry.
Oh, come on. We don't have to use real pickle
Plus, then
juice.
all
We
the
could just
pickle
use
jokes
water.
come out, and then like everybody starts getting offended by like
Yeah.
jokes, because pickles.
Yeah, but also some people say some really ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
themselves.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
true.
Then
So
they
just
wanna
bring the
act all
pickles.
innocent about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
bring on the pickles. Just a whole jar of pickles.
Sidebar. It's in the pile over here.
Side note pile. See, tons of side note ideas.
Terrible idea.
Right.
Yeah, maybe there should be a haunted house that's just themed around food.
Ooh.
I'm sure there are actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
sure
be
there are.
cool.
And then
Just
just,
call
like
it the oven.
a full contact one where they just a giant food fight the entire time. Yeah, just
Yeah.
smearing crap on everything. Yeah.
At the
Sounds
end,
like
it's called the oven, and then it's just 160 degrees.
Right.
As you walk through, blasting you in the face.
Ugh. Can you imagine the smell?
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be great.
That'd be the
gross.
best part, though.
Could you imagine working that room?
I don't want to.
You could be like, you just get a little ice bucket and throw water on
Right?
yourself
Oh, no.
all
I mean,
night.
it gets hot enough in haunted houses as it is. I mean, it's October. It's cool outside. Even the windows are all open. The AC's all going, and people are still like overheating.
Oh, I know. I'm
It's-
outside
yeah.
sometimes in shorts and a t-shirt, and
It's
I'm
a
like,
lot of work.
still
It's-
sweating, and I'm like, how is this even pot? Never mind.
Yeah, most people don't understand like how hard it is to be a haunted actor, how much movement and activity you have to do, and how much awareness you have to have. And it's a hard job, physically taxing, mentally taxing. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's tough work.
Yeah.
Speaking of that-
more people recognize that. So.
Speaking of that, with your people issue, also, how often do you have to re-up your actors through a season? Or do you normally overhire at the beginning to accompany for the attrition? Or
So we've been pretty blessed, to be honest with you. So we correct me if I'm wrong, but I think at the time of this recording anyway, the industry standard is that during the season, so from the beginning of your season, after you've hired everybody, to the end of your season, most haunted houses lose approximately 20% of their actors. And we've been pretty blessed with hitting about the 10% mark. So we
Nice.
don't lose a lot during the season. We've been able to retain really well. Now, in any haunted house industry, you're looking at probably going to be hiring on about 30% more each year because your folks have left town, they've moved, they got married, they had kids, they're going to college, they got a new job, whatever the case may be. So you're going to lose some people from year to year. Now, you always have the diehards, like the two guys I'm sitting with right now. They come back year to year, regardless. That they tell their boss at work, like, I am not going to be here in October.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Which I mean, those are you guys are the folks we love the most because we can rely on having really good, well trained people who've been here for a long time that really love it. But yeah, you have to find new people every year. Some of those people will come back year to year. Some of them will love it for a year and leave. A couple of them will not be happy here, and they'll find their way out the door. I'll just leave it that way.
Definitely not for everyone.
It's
That's
not
Yeah.
for everyone.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
I've actually had like people who've come to us and be like, "Yeah, I've been haunting for 8 years now," and actually this happened last year. I've been haunting for like 8 years now. I'm the best. I'm the best, because they're the prima donna thing. And then after 1 or 2 nights of working with us, they're like, "I don't know how you guys do it.
This was so
I can't handle it."
Yeah.
We expect a lot, but that's because we're good. We're good at what we do, and we expect a lot. But at the same time, you got to learn to pace yourselves, people. We even train you to do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to stay 100% the whole night.
you can't stay 100% all the night. I mean, like if you're training your people to like be at 100% all night long, you're training them wrong.
Yeah.
You gotta train your people to pace themselves and to take care of themselves.
Let's see. Personally, I don't mind killing myself. but
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's just
I know.
'cause
I was
I'm a little bit sick in the head though.
I was going
you
to say
know,
the same thing.
the
I'm
two of you are not a
100%.
good example of
and-
this.
Yeah, we're terrible examples,
Then-
but
I pay for it like in mid-November. I'm always
Uh-huh.
Thanksgiving. I'm always sick on
yeah.
Thanksgiving.
November to
there's-
January, I'm,
next 2
I'm
weeks.
useless.
Yeah, just broken.
I'm glad that we live in Colorado with lots of snow because I don't go out during the snow either.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps me recover during a haunt season is the winter, and I'm just like, yep, here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. It seems like every year I get like some kind of like respiratory
thing
up there, and I think it's from
and all the people.
Around.
Well, and it's all the people too.
Running, the people, the smog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like gets into you, and it's like
the fog's supposedly hypoallergenic. But I mean, once you breathe enough of that stuff, and again, all the people that come through from all of the all the customers, all the people from the different walks of life.
Some people are sick, some people aren't sick, some people don't wipe their butts, some people don't. They eat their
just
mom's
high
teeth.
traffic, high volume. They're gonna bring in anything and everything, so you gotta take care of yourself. Yeah, absolutely. But no, I'm right there with you guys. Like I get the opportunity every season to maybe act like once or twice at each of the haunted houses, just to get in there with everybody and enjoy it. I always joke that I want to eventually promote myself to actor, because that's really what I want to do, during the season. But unfortunately, I have to operate everything. But yeah, no, I understand breaking yourself, because when I do get those opportunities for those, few hours or a couple of nights, I go full force and I pay for it the next day. I'll tell you, I am broken, just beaten up and tired. But it feels good.
That's part of the fun. If you don't leave with a bumper or bruise, like
it's like going to the gym. If you're not sore when you're done, you did something wrong.
I totally feel like I didn't do anything that night. You're
exactly.
just like, did I really haunt?
Yeah.
And then you find your roommates and you go scare them instead.
Right.
You're like, you know what? I got to get a couple more out.
I was like the look from the people that see me leaving the haunt, stop at the gas station or something. That's
The drive-through
when you don't
like
have
Taco
the time
Bell.
to like wipe your stuff off, and you're just like,
Yeah, I've made people in the Taco Bell drive-through freak out many times.
Yeah, I remember. It was a few years ago, but my girlfriend's uncle was over helping her with some like math homework or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Very conservative guy.
Okay.
And I think at that time I was wearing a women's nightgown for the hunt. And so I walk in there with my women's nightgown. My face is a mess, And he's just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I act at a haunted house.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, that probably didn't go over too well.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
I always love the reactions when you go somewhere that's not expecting haunted house workers at all, and you just, like, before haunt, you go to the grocery store real quick, get some snacks, and everybody and their mothers, "What is that?"
Yeah. Thankfully, the closest convenience stores have finally started to learn that during the haunt season, our people are going to go over there and get a bottle of water or whatever, or a Gatorade or an energy drink or whatever, and they're used to it now. But yeah, when new people take over those gas stations or they change management, they lose their minds. They're like,
"Oh, it's so much fun."
It's pretty funny.
Or when you hit up a different gas station you haven't hit in a while, and you're like, "What is that? Are you okay?" And you're like, yeah.
That's what we always tell our people. At least don't take your props in with you.
Yeah.
You don't need to take a big battle axe into the gas station with you.
There's been a few times where I was pulled over after haunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they're just like,
how long did it take him to check your ID?
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, "What are you doing?" Like, what? Because I have like fake blood. And all the stuff all over the place. And they're like, "Are you okay?" Like, Did you just kill someone? Is there a body in your trunk? And
so what you do is you go to Walgreens and you get a tiny little like a passport picture of your character printed out. And you stick it over the ID picture, so when they actually check your ID, you look the same, and then that really freak them out. Yeah.
Just show them my mask. Like this is
like, no, I actually look like that.
Yeah,
it's really me.
That's funny.
Be excellent.
Makes you wonder. I think it would be a cool thing to have like a YouTube series or something like that, where you take some of the haunted house actors, just go to public places.
Oh, sure, yeah, and just make sure like it's like a completely normal thing.
Yeah,
just like guerrilla theater it up. Yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Just sit down, have tea and crumpets.
Yeah,
just like walking through Walmart.
Yeah.
Grocery shopping.
I've got a bunch of superhero costumes. I think that'd be fun to do. Just go to a park someday. Yeah, but like the superheroes acting like normal people. Like doing normal things, like walking their dog. Like having a picnic, whatever the case may be, like just completely normal things.
Yeah,
just see the looks. Yeah,
that'd be excellent.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I wonder, like, would you? Because I mean, is that fair use?
It's a good question. Yeah.
I think so.
Probably. I think DC and Marvel might have something to say about it, but
well,
haunted house characters
DC
probably better
might
though.
Be okay.
Yeah, you never
DC might be a little okay with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Marvel might sue you in 4 seconds.
I always like to think
you are not a Marvel character.
I always think about Mickey Mouse, like the South Park Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah. I probably wouldn't mess with Disney. Don't fuck with Disney.
Kneecapping you. Oh shit! What's going on?
It's like, I am the true haunter.
Mickey, you don't even have any scary characters.
Yes, I do. I am scary.
Yeah. No, Pluto, not there.
Terrible.
Yeah, but I think that'd be awesome. Just go up to the employee, be like, do you guys sell eyeballs and soup? Can you point me to the liters of blood, please?
Liters, yeah.
A
liter of cola.
I need a liter of blood, please.
Yeah.
Sold by the pint, sorry. Yeah.
Sold by the pint, no liters.
So is there anything in the near future that you would like to do to either Hellscream or Fear Complex that you haven't seen in haunts before?
I mean, I've got a list of like my personal wish list of things that I want to do over time, and that list just gets longer every day. Obviously, when a new idea comes, and then I modify or change it or adjust it. But we found that whenever I get a new idea, it usually takes between 2 and 3 years before it's executed because of all the other stuff that's ahead of it.
Right.
So actually, one of the most recent ideas that I got was from you, and I know we've been talking about that a lot. I don't want to really give too much away, but. I will say that I want to take Hellscream, which is a Victorian themed, like Victorian mansion themed haunted house. And over the course of the next 2 seasons, I want to slowly start turning that into Victorian steampunk. So slowly modify and add on and change and twist things into Victorian steampunk from the from the lights and special effects and the actual physical appearance of things to all the actors and the costuming makeup, just like twisted into that, and follow some storyline along with it. So, and then, but yeah, that's kind of, I need to answer your question. That's probably the best way I could say that. Yeah. So, then the place we're currently in, Fear Complex, since it hasn't really been adjusted too much since its inception of the quick move, the quick move, I spent a lot of time here just enhancing what's present. Enhance it, and like I did with Hellscream, I got in there and it definitely needed some enhancing when I got there. So that's been enhanced now. Pretty much every space, every scene has a lot of touch ups and some full overhauls. And now I get to start with this place and start getting into the nitty gritty and super detailing and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at for the future. Yeah. More for foreseeable future.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always working on something.
Always working on something. Yeah. I think one of the things I'm the most proud of is that bloodbath scene in Hellscream. That was really cool.
That scene is amazing.
Yeah, it came from a picture that I found online, but just inspired me to do that. And I was blessed enough to find the models who would actually sit there while I'm making copies of their bodies,
right?
So they could create specialized. Copies of them, if you will, so I could create that bloodbath scene. But yeah, it's cool. If you don't know what we're talking about, then you have to come to Hellscream Haunted House.
Yeah, you got to come to Hellscream. You should probably come to Hellscream.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. It's pretty awesome. I got a picture actually recently of the model who's in the tub.
Yeah.
Next to the tub. So
nice.
With herself, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It does look relatively close to her.
Yeah, I mean it should. It's a one copy of her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You did your job right.
I tried.
She should look pretty.
I would hope.
I mean, or at least gruesome.
Yeah, well, they're definitely gruesome.
Yeah.
A lot of blood.
They are pretty gruesome.
They're pretty gross.
Yeah. I like when the blood's coming out.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's even better when it's not. Yeah. Because when it's not, then it's just not. Yeah. It's just bodies.
Yeah.
It's bodies.
Bodies.
True.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, haunted house without actors. It's just a house with spooky stuff.
It's not even. Yeah,
it's a museum.
It's a museum.
It's a
museum
tour.
with cool stuff.
Tour of morbid curiosities. I don't know. It's like not worth it.
It's like the freak show.
Yeah,
actors make the show. I'll always say that. Like, there's I could spend 9 months out of the year, building and designing and creating creepy things and working with animatronics and all that stuff. But that is all backdrop. Every bit of it is the stage. It is nothing without the actors, because there's nothing more terrifying than a properly trained haunt actor. And again, I emphasize properly trained.
Yeah.
Properly trained haunt actor is, and a house packed full of them. That's where it's at.
Because it seems like a lot of the big names out there are going towards animatronics and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
and it's disappointing, because I mean it really drops that scary factor, and I think that's the whole point. We're lean and mean, but we focus all of it on the people and really bringing like true organic scares. We use the props and the animatronics to pull your focus and your attention, so that the organic scare can actually get you. And I think that's the right way to do it. And that's been the best and most productive, way of doing it for us, for sure.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's the big challenge, is the balance of animatronics
Too
and
many
empty rooms
versus not enough.
It's like it's like a weird balance.
Sure.
Because you don't want people to be. It's like the gore. Like if the gore is too much overdone, then people are desensitized.
Yeah, and that's why we spread it out throughout the haunt. If you look at ours, like it's not every scene is a gore scene. There's a variety of different tactics that we use in different rooms. We mix up those tactics to create different and independent environments that all still seem like they flow together, and that really throws people off because they're not getting used to those scenes, so they're not getting what's the word I'm looking for that you just said it a second ago,
like desensitized.
Desensitized, thank you.
There we go.
They're not getting desensitized to one particular type of thing, but it all still kind of makes sense and flows together in their brain. So it's a challenge,
for sure.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. On the behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, And there's so many things. Like we always ask the actors not to move the props and sets around because like each individual space and room has been designed with a crap ton of thought, and it may not look like it, but there's a ton of thought into it. From where we place things in very specific locations with specific lighting and specific sounds to make people look and react the way we want them to look and react, so that our actors can be. Not only safe, but have that opportunity to get that organic scare. There's so many different little tiny finite details that we put into planning these rooms. I know that none of that stuff will actually ever be appreciated by the customers who come through.
You'd be surprised. But, I hear a lot about the small details, though.
Yeah. And I think that would be the cool thing about, kind of whole reason to start this thing. And so it gives a glimpse into what it's like actually being in the haunted house industry from the actor perspective and the behind the scenes perspective. But my hope is that the public who comes to visit us listens to this and then maybe they're like, oh, I have more thing, or like Wizzo, they're like, oh, that dude was talking about his character on this podcast I listened to, and I think that's pretty cool, know.
But sometimes if you like, I actually put together a list of my own. So if you guys ever want to have me back or something like that, I have this list of the 13 things. It just happened to be 13. That's just it really just happened to be 13.
Weird coincidence.
It's 13 things that I do to stuff to make it scary, to make it inspire fear. There's 13 things. Every time I touch something that I'm building, constructing, designing, I look at these 13 different elements and go through every single one to see if I've put every single one of these elements into it to make it as scary as possible. So maybe sometime I can talk about that with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That sounds like a good.
You're more than welcome on anytime you want to come on.
Cool. You kind of gave us the place to do it.
So. Oh well,
this wouldn't happen without your permission.
No. I don't want you guys to think it that way. I just want to help.
You're kind of like the mailman
just like
Mr. Rogers.
everybody else.
Just like pop in, deliver some mail, pop out.
I love my people, and I want to help to assist you in all of your goals and dreams and ambitions. And if it's haunt related, great. If it's not haunt related, great. I just want to help support the people that I care about, because my whole focus coming onto this was to create a true family environment for our people, and to make them feel welcome and feel supported. I think that's the best. I think that's why we have a higher retention rate than most haunted houses. I think that's why we've been as successful as we have been, because we truly do our best to hold to those values. Are we perfect all the time? No, but we do really try. So this is me just simply supporting my people, but this is your baby, and I hope it grows.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well,
definitely appreciate
it. I think we'll call that a wrap.
All right. That was a great show. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Talking, giving some secrets. No,
absolutely. And if you ever want me back, I'll give you more.
Give us a little insight behind
anytime.
All right, sounds great.
What it's like to be an owner,
It's weird.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.